Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Monsters of Etheria podcast. I'm your host, Shadowile, and we got some nice stuff to talk about. I hope everyone's enjoying their Thanksgiving, and if you're not in America, hope you're enjoying your day. Um, Hope you guys get good deals on Black Friday and if you don't do Black Friday, then hopefully you get good deals on Cyber Monday. Good stuff. Anyways, let's start with some fan suggestions. All right. So the first one is by Light Wolf, or there are being called Lights, and it's a mutation line. The first one is pronounced Kozma P. Kozma P is a water cosmic type. It's based off its design pattern is based off the Loch Ness monster. For those that know what that is, I think it's a Scottish. It's either Scottish or Irish folklore. Although some people believe in it, I'm not one to say if it's real or not. But it's based off of that, and it is I don't want to say like a celestial being, because it does seem like it more does, since it is a cosmic type as well. It might be an outer space version of the Loch Ness monster, and I don't know if this is a halo over its head or not, because you do see later on the other mutation forms that there does have like a ring around it. It's either if it's the same thing that's around the tail on the other two forms, then it might be like a bunch of planets and like a solar system ring. But if it's not, then I don't. It to me is some kind of ring. Um, but yeah, so it has its. So I'm guessing this is more like a planetarial thing, planetarial being, which it could be just massive, or it's just made some certain things really small. So it's similar to like Saturn's rings. When the other big ones, how they have rings, but theirs aren't as notorious, well, as famous as ring around his neck. It does have yellow eyes. Um, it has I don't know if it's called a dorsal fin or what it's called, but similar to, I think it's Scalios. There's one dinosaur that has like the little spine. Oh, I think it's a Spinosaurus. I don't know, but it has that on its back. Then it mutates it into, how do you pronounce this? It mutates into um Unleos, which is also a water cosmic type, and it's a bigger form. It does have more of those, I guess we're gonna call them miniature planets or something like that around it on its upper halo. Um, it has a second ring around its neck. It's the one that's a orange ring. Its fin thingy on the top of it on its back is grown more, and it has what seems to be, no, those are equal amount of spikes, but it's ones that are different, more difference in sizes on it. It has a little, my bad. It has a little swirl on its back, well, on its body now, coming off of it from the top, and so it's a mixture of blue and purple. It has a more defined body and whatnot, and it's an Unleos mutates into Neptuous. Neptuous is also a water cosmic type. Um, so yeah, you can clearly see more of those orb thingies around its head. Oh, I forgot to mention. So in Unleos, it has two like planetarial orbs around its tail, and anyways, for Neptuous, it has four planetary orbs on its tail. Its second ring around its neck has changed from an orange to a more yellowish attire. It has developed a pupil, well, more visible pupil. It has sort of a hook or a beakish or on the tip of its mouth. Uh, I don't think the fin, so like the little spiky things on the fin, upper fin, the back fin. I don't know what it's called. I really should learn what it's called. But so the spikes on the back fin, quote unquote, have grown bigger, except the middle one. The middle one has grown a little bit more. It's a little bit more crooked at the top, but the other ones have like grown more to like fit into it. The I guess their arms. I don't know. have grown bigger. Well, the front arms have definitely grown bigger to the point where you can't even see the back fins anymore. Well, or back legs, I don't know. And so the front arms or front fins, whatever you want to call them, have spike, like, I guess it's a more winged thing. But yeah, and the bluish from its unleashed form has developed into more of a seaweed green, I guess you could say. Seaweed or like a mossy green. Um, but yeah, this is one I could see really being like some sort of like colossal size like monster that it had. Well, you could have it. Yeah, I could see it being like a colossal size monster, but it definitely would have like the ability to fly, since it since it is like a celestial being. All right. And next up we have is by DevKip, and it's a mutation line. That first form is called Chippyon. Second form is called Chippon Pulp, or Chippon Bulb. I think it's bulb. And then the third form is called Gonyon. Alright, so it's their typings are all grass poison, or it could be poison grass. So I think they're onions. Yeah, I think it's onion based off the onions. So Chivion has two sprout legs, I guess you could call it, and it's pretty much a baby onion. It has its layers and its little leaf at the top and small pupil eyes. Not sure. I wouldn't say. I think it, like most like first forms, it's not very. It wouldn't be very strong. It doesn't have any arms. I think or even a mouth for what I can see. Its main attack source, I guess, would be like the powders. I don't. Yeah, because I don't see it punching or doing any type of like any type of range special. Um, because I don't, unless it could create it from that little leaf on top of its head. So Chivion mutates into Chippon Bulb. Chippon Bulb sort of looks like a monkey in a way. I don't know. Just because like the arms seem to be a lot, well, so its body seems like bunched up together, okay? Its neck seems really long, and it seems to like disconnect itself from the rest of the body. So like this, for the head, it seems to be a different style than the body. It definitely has a mouth now, so I could see it doing like bites. And since it does have arms, and I don't know if it's just me, but the arms on Chippon Bulb look like two different styles. Like the left arm looks a lot more like a leaf, and then the right arm looks more of like a human, or like a humanoid looking arm. And I feel like doing like it could do some rolls. I really don't know. Maybe because the body, yeah, is bunched up. Um, but yeah, and then Japan Bulb mutates into Gonyon, and I see this being like two things. Either so it's a combination for my stance, it's a combination of an onion and a gorilla, or an onion and a panda, because it seems like it just lounges. It's going to be really strong and more of like an offensive type, where its defense wouldn't be too hurt, but like it would have like a lot of health, so it could tank pretty much. But I wouldn't give it too much. Like, all right, so I'm trying to find a way how to nerf this while I'm talking about it. So it would be extremely like powerful with his punches. It wouldn't be so much in the physical side. Well, not physical. So much in the special side, because it would probably have like a lot of punches. Why do I keep saying punches? A lot of things like that, and be able to like tank like physical moves. It'd probably be really slow unless you would make it. Yeah, it probably would be really slow and really bad in the special side. And I don't know. All right, so let's go into the design of it. So its head has like a king's collar, you would say. I don't know, but it does have like a collar around its head, and it seems to be a lot more casual demeanor to its eyes and whatnot. The sprout that was growing from the previous two forms is gone. Uh, there's a little. I guess there's like a little tie at the top, at the around the neck where usually ties go. The right arm seems to have like more of a branch wrist around it, from connecting from one part of the first onion, well, the shoulder onion, to the fist onion, I guess you would say. And it does seem to be more of like a fist on the right arm, whereas on the left arm, I don't know if it's because it's opened. If it's opened up, then I could see why it looks a lot more different. But if that's not like a fist opened up, and it's more of like a hand cannon, then that would be, then I could see it doing some like special moves. It doesn't really have any like toes or anything like that. Just how it has like legs. Overall, really good monster concept. All right, all right. Next, next monster is by. How do I pronounce this? Next monster is by Alf Friction. And so the first form is called Golicube. Golicube. And it mutates into Gigagon. Gigagon, So it's the first form would probably be more of a Terra main, and then it has a side it could have an electric, and then for Gigagon, it would be Terra main, and then probably steel, or not steel, metal as the secondary typing. So Golicube is based. Well, so these both can transform, right? And you can see here in their images next to them. So Golicube can transform into a cube or a rectangular prism, and it seems to be like a magnetically controlled being, you know. So, well, actually, yeah. So Golicube is like a magnetic controlled being. That's why his body parts aren't entirely connected to him, and so he is extremely intelligent. But in his Golicube form, he's very like he's easily distracted pretty much, and he's able to protect stuff and store things inside of his cube. Well, when he transforms, pretty much, sort of like a storage holder, I guess you could say. Um, this one I could see being more of a special tank, like more of the special side. Let me finish. So I see it attacking wise. I see it being more on the offense, and then on the defensive side, I see it being more. Well, let me finish. So on the attacking side, I see it. All right, slow down. All right, so here's how I see the stats, excluding health. It wouldn't be a fast monster, and so from highest to lowest base stat wise, I see it being special defense, resistance being the highest base stat. Then tied for second would be attack or physical, and then energy. And then its weakest would be its normal defense. And so when it mutates into Gigagon, so it can also transform into a Is it dodecahedron? Yeah, it's a dodecahedron, and I seeing it losing its like special attack more to be more focused on primarily so it's going to be faster so it can. I don't know if I would say it'd be able to roll. I mean, like it's not like long flat side and similar to how the cube is, but it's more like you could roll it in a way if you add enough force to it. So the stat order I would give it would be resistance, physical attack, speed, and I'm just primarily because of the transformation when it's in the dodecahedron form, and then defense, and then energy as its weakest base stat. Okay. All right. And our last monster, I hope I'm not forgetting any. So the last monster is by last monster is by Ghost That Haunts, and this is called Malzap. Malzap is an electric type, primarily electric type, and the reason why I thought about it being like electric metal a while back ago, but then it'd be like extremely weak to Terra. So just gonna keep it. And apparently, so the reason why electric metal wouldn't work is its body isn't made of metal; it's made of plastic. So, anyways, so Malzap is pretty much a little like computer mouse that can zap things with its tail, and it can use its tail as a weapon. And it would either be able to hover, but like not too high. So pretty much like an actual hover. It'd be able to hover like a couple inches, maybe a foot off the ground. And to pretty much where it'd be able to avoid Terra type moves. Or be able to like be able to under certain like incidences or situations, it'd be able to double its speed. It wouldn't be like a move. So what I mean is, so in areas, this one would be this is kind of a stretch. So in non-swampy or moist or damp non-wet composed areas, it would be able to double its speed. But in wet and damp areas, it would not fully half its speed, but like it would lose a quarter of its base speed. Well, its speed at the moment. It would have pretty much weak defense and resistance because it would be a small one. But yes. So I do like the whiskers on the mouse. I do like how it has the ears. Um, I actually thought it was really nice that it has a mouse. Is it a mouse wheel? I think it's called a mouse wheel or lock wheel, something like that on it. So yes, that's real cool. It's real cool. Um, let's move on to monster lore, and today's monster is Jardrix. Jardrix? Yeah, I think I'm pronouncing it right. So Jardrix doesn't mutate at this point. It's pretty much a monster in a jar. It has like so what I thought this was it was not entirely a spider inside the jar, but like a spider-ish demon. So it does have 8 eyes, and it has like legs that. So this is pretty much a special jar that's keeping Jardrix composed. So the jar isn't technically part of the monster. And from my perspective, it's not part of the monster. It's concealing the monster inside, and because of how powerful and quote unquote big the monster is, it was able to puncture the jar so that the legs could break free. And if you look at like the the joints, I guess you would call them, of the legs, it does seem like there's like a little patch of hair or fur just where. So I'm guessing if it was released from the jar, it would be a hairy monster, you could say. Um, but yeah, so I'm guessing this was like some monster that tortured children, and you could even say kidnapped children if you wanted, and the parents that the monster tortured or kidnapped decided to work together to trap the monster in a jar for some reason. But and then they had like the village priests perform some magical spell to keep the monster stuck in the jar. But so it's able to break the jar, like break parts of the jar, but if it causes too much damage to the jar, it's hurt like extremely badly to the point where it pretty much faints, and then because it's a magical, then all of a sudden because it's a magical jar, the jar would repair itself automatically, but not to the point where its legs are trapped back in. All right, so that was the monster lore, and not sure what else to say. No, I don't have any other segments planned. I might have something planned for next episode, something extra for the next episode. This episode's getting kind of long, so I'll wrap it up here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to share it with all your friends and family. And if you don't have any friends or family, share it with random strangers. Actually, don't do that. I'm not being held responsible for any kidnappings. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Ciao.